Hey guys, it's Bina, and in today's recap, I'm gonna go over my recap for Season 2 of Dwarven Realms. What kind of build I did, what did I do, and all that kind of good stuff, right? So when I went to bed, I was actually rank 1. Now I'm rank 4 in solo. Rupture 119 cleared, level 327. I am playing with spears, and I am stacking luck, actually, surprisingly. I wanted to go for an XP bonus build at the start, but to be honest, I would probably recommend going agility. If you go for the stat that you invest into, you will have way more damage than going into luck. So that is what I would recommend, although I did go with luck for the XP bonus. You still get elemental damage bonus, which you benefit from 2 times, right? So it's 1% per 10, but since elemental damage bonus, you get both, you get fire, arcane, and lightning. And so your pet gives you access to 2 different elemental stats. As you can see here, it says your fire abilities will also benefit from arcane damage bonus, right? So after the campaign, you farm a pet in regular Rupture. So after you finish a campaign, which is Rupture 36, you have a chance to find a pet that will drop, which is different from the pet that you find in the campaign. All right. So what did I do? I went with Fire Orbs. Fire Orbs is this ability that spawns around the monsters that you hit, and it will explode. It will also shoot some mini orbs, and it just does a ton of damage early on in the game, and also in the late game. It's one of the best abilities in the game, I believe, alongside many others, but this is what I decided to go for. So you use 1 of each mods, and you use 2 of the ones that spawn mini orbs at your target. So yeah, so that's pretty basic, right? If you happen to find a belt, you will find you will lower the cooldown of your ability by a little bit. So as you can see, if I remove my belt here, if I remove my belt, I have a 0.6 second cooldown. And if I put the belt on, we have a 0.54 second cooldown. Oh, they actually nerfed this. This was 0.37 before. This used to be 0.37. Wow, okay. I need to go recheck all of my data because they might have nerfed this. So yeah, that's what they did for Fire Orbs. In terms of monograms, so as you finish a campaign, there are different zones that you can farm. Many people ask me, what do you do when you finish a campaign? What zone should I go into? Is there a reason to farm a specific zone? Well, each zone drop different monograms. Monograms are those special abilities that you can put onto your gear, right? And you find here, for example, on the weapons, you have like all of these offense monograms. On my gear, I have all of these. Grants phasing trance. I have one that gives you 2% damage per bloodlust stacks. And so I decided to go with spears in this run, because spear gives you access to bloodlust for free. So I can have bloodlust up, and I can have my helm for phasing as well. And just gonna, like, I don't know, just wanted to experience with something new, and I think spears are gonna be pretty good even in the end game. Although I believe that if you want to play the entire season, the whole 2 months, you might want to go with mauls and staves, because that one is going to give you access to stamina, which will give you 1% max health per 10 stat. Anyways, let's go over what I did. So I decided to farm. So one of these zones. I started, which zone did I start with actually? I think I started with the amulet. I started farming the amulet to get access to 25% regen. There's an amulet that gives you 25% regen of your health, but I decided to swap from this because I went kind of squishy first to go higher faster, as going higher in Rupture in the early game is much more beneficial than trying to go as high as possible in the end game. Rupture level is a multiplier of the loot that you find. So say that you're farming Rupture level 50, and then if you go up to level 100, you're basically doubling the amount of loot that you will find, right? Whereas if you go from Rupture 200 to 250, then you're not doubling at that point, right? So that is why I decided to go with a more squishy setup. And after this, I went into the helmet monograms. So I'm granting phasing trance, allowing me to move through enemies While phasing trance, I gain 1 base damage and 0.5% boss damage. What does this mean? Text 100 is that as you move through monsters, as you phase through monsters, you will gain a stacking buff. You will be able to see it at the top here. You will gain a stacking buff that will give you whatever this says, right? Flat damage and boss damage. And on top of this, I'm using this in combination with the bracers. Increase all phasing trances effect by 10% for every 50 luck. This could be for every 50 other stat. It has the same monogram for every single stat, and it's just gonna increase the effect. So it's gonna give you more flat damage, and it's gonna give you more boss damage as well. So that's what I'm using. Bloodlust, not bloodlust, but phasing as well on the boots. Gain 30 movement speed and trigger your offense every 10 seconds. This effect is also increased by this, so it's all a nice synergy there. I'm getting 1% armor per bloodlust stack. This is how I'm surviving early on while I don't have a lot of armor. So as you can see here, I have 43% damage reduction against enemies in a 119 rupture. But with this number is going to go up by a lot, and it's going to give me way more damage reduction. The maximum damage reduction that you can get from armor is 80%, and you can get 50% elsewhere. For example, on your fossil, you can get up to 50% damage reduction, which will give you much more survivability than before, right? What kind of stats I'm looking for? I'm looking for like flat damage. I am looking for elemental damage. So like, since my pet is fire arcane, I went for arcane. I went for fire. Fire orbs damage as well. So your offense damage percent is also very good to get. But one of the best stats early on is flat damage and elemental damage on gear, because elemental damage rolls so much higher than every other stat that it is yeah, it is just more valuable. You can also go for spear damage percent, or whatever your offense your stance is. So I went for spear damage percent on, for example, gloves like this. Your purple left side. Another question I get asked a lot is, how do I sustain my energy? How do I get enough energy regen? Well, there's a lot of pieces of gear that has energy regen on it by default. The entire Archeon set has a lot of energy regen, as well as crit chance, crit damage. It has luck for me as well, which is good. And it also has a chance, all purples have a chance to roll with your offense percent on it. So it can be very, very beneficial for your, you know, for your damage of your offense. So that is what I have right now. This is my gear. So I got the spear damage here as well. None of these pieces have fire orb on it, like, which I would like. I would probably like to get another piece here. Like, my gear is not that great at all, honestly, but it works for now. And then in this game, it's all about blasting as much as possible. And town is lava. You must not stay in town for very long. Just keep blasting. Just keep doing another rupture, and you'll be good. You'll be good. You'll progress. This is what my passive tree is looking like right now. I will remove my webcam here so that you guys can see. You can also remove this. This is what it's looking like. This is what it's looking like right now. I grabbed all of the health nodes that I could. I went for all of the high priority big nodes. In the end, it doesn't really matter what you do at the beginning, because you will be able to have access to pretty much every node that you want, since every 5 catacombs level, you find a fragment for the catacombs level 2, and when you clear catacombs level 2, that gives you access to 1 extra point in here, so you can pretty much grab everything that you want. So this is a good starting one. There's no need to absolutely min-max to the most, you know, to the extreme extent, but yeah, this is what I have. So is there something else I should cover? I think we've covered pretty much everything from this, right? So now cleared rupture level 119, and I'm about to blast for another day. I won't be able to blast this weekend, well, actually today, for a big portion of the day, since I am going out with the kids, but I'll be back on Sunday for sure, and I'll try to grab my rank 1 again. So that is all for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the little recap of day 1, and I'll see you guys all on stream on twitch.tv/BinaQC. Bye, guys.